Oh look, a barefaced video. You guys know what's coming. I'm gonna do another skincare trial, and this time I'm doing Dermalogica. I'm ridiculously excited to try Dermalogica because I feel like this is Tati's brand. I don't know, maybe she just talks about them a lot. Maybe it's what I pay attention to, but I've definitely heard her mention really enjoying this brand. I see them featured on Ulta all the time. I was able to pick this up at a discount. So yeah, I'm super excited to try it. This is the normal to dry skin kit, and I do feel like my skin has been verging more into the dry territory lately. The last challenge I did was more drying than some other challenges that I've done in the past. So let's just go ahead and see what's in here. This comes with the special cleansing gel, and this is the travel size that you get. So this is just supposed to be a gentle foaming cleanser. I like foaming cleansers. I haven't used one of those in a while, so that's nice. Then we have the multi-active toner. I am so intrigued by this being in a spray form. Most of the toners I use are not. I have to put them on a cotton ball. So that is pretty neat. I believe this is the travel size as well. These are definitely good sizes to get to trial out this brand. Then this is the Skin Smoothing Cream. This says it is a medium weight moisturizer, 0.75 ounces. That'll last me a while. This is the Gentle Cream Exfoliant. This is interesting. It says it's an exfoliating mask treatment. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Is it an exfoliator or a mask? Maybe it's one of those both products. So I'll be trying that one. And then the last product is the Intensive Eye Repair. It's small size, but it's enough to try an eye cream. Eye creams last forever. This apparently also comes with some little foil samples of the Precleanse and Skin Hydrating Mask. Okay, I also have something to do. This is the Dynamic Cleansing Duo. So I had just said in another video that I don't buy into the dual cleansing method, which is where you use a cleanser first to remove your makeup and then another cleanser to continue to clean your skin. But let me tell you, I watched a video by Dermalogica, no less, and it kind of convinced me otherwise. This lady, she looked like a dermatologist, was showing how she applied something thick onto her skin and she just used a basic cleanser and it did not all come off, but when she did the dual cleansing method, it did. Kind of reminds me of what they do at the mall kiosks. If you guys have ever talked to those people, don't buy their overpriced stuff, but they are kind of entertaining to talk to. You might actually learn something interesting. I learned about exfoliating. First time I ever learned about exfoliating was from wasting my time with those people. But anyway, I digress. So I am going to try the dual cleansing method, and this has the Precleanse, which is an oil-based cleanser. It is supposed to remove all traces of makeup and impurities, and I think that's actually what sold me on trying this. I do want to remove impurities. I don't always wear makeup every day. That's why I've never felt like I really need to do a dual cleansing, but I do have impurities left behind, right? So I'm going to try that out. And then, of course, I'll try that with the special cleansing gel. I also have a couple of other products from this brand to try. This is not going to be a huge challenge by any means, but a couple other products. This is the new Daily Superfoliant. I don't know how new this is anymore because I just got this from Ulta and it says sneak peek available January 3rd. I feel like this is out. I feel like it's been out for a while, unless they really mean 2018. But this is after cleansing, dispense a half teaspoon into wet hands, so this is going to be one of those powder forms. I'm not sure how I feel about those. I didn't like the one I tried from pharmacy, but you know, I'll try it. I will try it. Nice little sample size of that. And then I also have the Skinperfect Primer. This is an SPF of 30 primer, which I think is really intriguing. I'm very intrigued by Dermalogica for not putting SPF into their day cream, I believe. I'll make sure to update you if I'm wrong. But I don't think they have SPF in their day cream, however they offer it in their primer. So that's interesting. I'm definitely excited to try this. This is a pricey primer, so I'm happy to get to sample this out. And yeah, I'll be back to you guys in 2 weeks and I'll let you know how this challenge goes. Alright y'all, I'm back. I'm ready to review Dermalogica and the products I tested. I have got to start by telling you guys, I struggled so much in figuring out who Dermalogica was marketing towards, who their intended audience was. I could not figure this out. Initially, I looked at this and thought this was an inexpensive brand. I was mistaken. My bad. Then I started reading about how they focus on essential oils, and I'm like, oh, okay, so they're marketing towards the, you know, like the natural skincare fans, the almost hippie-ish type people. But then I was like, well then, you know, where's the flowers on the packaging? Where's the picture of the guy gardening? Where's the hippie love font with the poofy letters? Couldn't understand it. Started watching videos. It finally clicked. So a lot of people have discovered this brand from their spas. It all makes sense. This is a spa brand. They're going for the pure and simple look. They're going for the crisp white towels. That's the Dermalogica market. Okay, so I'm going to dig into my Dermalogica reviews. Before I do that, let me real quickly say, as always, I did a price breakdown on the cost of this brand. That is always in the description box. It's going to be a little bit off because I used a serum, but I did not have one from this brand, so it won't be appearing there. So realistically, if you're using a serum, this whole experiment would cost a little bit more. And also, I do have a timestamp for a Beautypedia commentary. I'm going to be discussing that. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I'm just going to get it over with in this brand, and I'll explain why later. But that will be below in the timestamp. So let's jump into the reviews. I'm going to start out with the normal dry skin kit, which was 5 products. I do want to say this is a $40 kit. I didn't pay $40. I don't remember what I paid, but I did get it at a discount, and I believe it's worth $70-ish. So you can get discounts on this brand. I think that's part of why I thought it was a more affordable brand. Several of the products in here are actually the travel size, and in my price breakdown below, I did do the actual price based on the full sizes, but just know that you can get smaller sizes if you're interested in this brand, and you can get them at a discount. Ulta even gave me a 5x points multiplier right now, so you can get those deals, especially if you shop at Ulta. Okay, let's start with this kit. So the kit came with the special cleansing gel. I gotta say, I really enjoyed this cleanser. It is a foaming cleanser. It is the exact type of cleanser that I love. I really love a good foaming cleanser, one that gets my skin feeling incredibly clean. I don't care if it's a bit drying, I would rather feel clean, and that is what this does. The second ingredient in here is sodium lauryl sulfate, which I found to be kind of surprising coming from Dermalogica, because with their whole focus on essential oils, I'm like, that would turn away some people. And it's true that that's a little bit of a controversial ingredient. I think that's a little misleading. Sodium lauryl sulfate, we have more research on that being definitely not the best ingredient for your skin, but sodium lauryl sulfate is generally recognized as safe. It is very commonly used as a foaming agent. You're not going to get foaming without it, so bear that in mind. If you're very focused on natural skincare, I wouldn't buy this, but if you still like the foaming agents, I don't have a problem with it, because for me, it's just not on my skin long enough for it to be a problem. And I will also say, I think this would work well for all skin types. This is in the normal/dry kit. I think it'd work for everybody. Maybe not extremely dry skin, because it's drying, but I'll get into how to deal with that later. The next item in here was the multi-active toner. I really like this a lot. When you spray this on, it actually has kind of a hydrogen peroxide feel to it, like almost a tingling. And I believe that's the lavender in this, which is a natural antiseptic. I think it's a really cool product. I think it's nice that you just, you know, spritz it on and done. I enjoyed it. As for buying the full sizes of these, everything is on the fence right now. I don't really know where I stand with anything until I finish more of these trials. Oh, I grabbed the wrong item. Okay, so the next item in here was the Gentle Cream Exfoliant. I really liked this. So this is a chemical exfoliant. It contains lactic and hydroxy acid. The whole deal with Dermalogica is that they are not big on the physical exfoliation, like the physical beads to exfoliate your skin. This is a good alternative to still remove the outer layer of your skin with acids instead of, you know, harsh scrubbing. And this was sensitive enough. I did not like the Peter Thomas Roth Pumpkin Enzyme Mask. I talk about that in my video on PTR. But this was excellent. It's a 10 to 15 minute mask, which I feel like indicates it being a little bit more on the gentle side, but still effective. After using this, I did notice an immediate difference in my skin glowing, a reduction in fine lines. I like this stuff. This also came with the Skin Smoothing Cream. This is an excellent medium weight moisturizer. I actually think normal to veering on dry, veering on oily skin could all use this because it seems so very universal. My only complaint with this entire kit is that this tube in particular seemed to squirt out more moisturizer than I needed, but that's the only complaint that I have. No idea if the full size does that. I appreciate that this doesn't have SPF. I appreciate that. I know a lot of people are looking for an SPF, but if you do not go in the sun that often, there is no need to have SPF in your moisturizer. Dermalogica has figured out how to get around this, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I just thought this was a fantastic universal moisturizer. The last item in here was the Intensive Eye Repair. I'm going to be honest, I was a little biased with this at first because it seems really thin, and for me I thought, I like a thick eye cream. I liked this. It actually was pretty effective. And then I looked at the ingredients and realized it has retinol in it. And retinol palmitate, in fact. I kind of think that maybe should have appeared more on the box because you don't really want to wear retinol in the sun. It can be pretty bad. It can make you get a sunburn much quicker. But I just didn't know I was using this 24/7. I will say I saw results with it. I think it's a good eye cream. And then to move on to some of the other samples that I had, I will start with the Precleanse. So y'all know I was pretty intrigued by this product. I really enjoyed it. It smells fantastic. It smells like apricot oil, because that's high on the list of ingredients. None of these are scented, just essential oils. I'm not sure that you need to use a cleansing oil if you already use a makeup remover that contains oil. It may be a bit redundant. I will say that if you find this type of cleanser to be a little bit too drying, adding this in makes an excellent combination. The combination was great. Not entirely sold on this product yet because I use makeup removers, but I liked it. I did like it. I also had the Daily Superfoliant. So I said before, Dermalogica doesn't like the physical exfoliation. This is a physical exfoliator. It is a powder that you mix with water. I actually like this a lot. And that may be surprising because in my pharmacy video, I said I did not like the powdery exfoliating grains. But this just seems to make a paste a lot better than that product. It's not too harsh, and yet it still is harsh. My only gripe with this is I don't really feel the way that this is marketed. This is supposed to be charcoal containing. It's a gray paste that it makes that's supposed to remove environmental toxins, and I'm just not sold on that as a concept. I think you can just market this as an exfoliant. Maybe there's more truth to that. I'm not sold on removing pollution from your face with an exfoliant. I'm just not. That's just me. And then the last two products, I had the Skinperfect Primer. So this has an SPF of 30 in it, and in my personal opinion, that is just absolutely genius. That is absolutely genius, and here's why. I'm wearing this alone. I read some reviews from people who said, this is all you need. You can actually put on this primer and skip the following step you would usually do, where you put on makeup, you put on foundation over it. It actually does look really nice on your skin. This has a slight tint to it, but not too much, and it does blend out. I think even though it almost looks a little bit dark for my skin tone, it does blend out really quite well. Again, I have it on right now. I really liked it. I just think that's so brilliant that you put on your moisturizer and, you know, it doesn't have SPF. If you're not in the sun, if you do go out in the sun, have this primer, slap it on, and you're ready for the sun. That's just genius to me. I really enjoyed that whole concept / product. And then the last item is the Nightly Lip Treatment. This is really expensive for what it is, but it's so good. You will see an immediate result overnight from applying this. You apply it to your lips and then also to the smile lines around your lips. I will say you look a little Tyrone Biggums while you have this on. It's very thick and white, but it's effective. And there's an ingredient in here that I couldn't find in a more expensive formula. I was really trying to find some alternatives to this without having to pay $49 for the full size. Couldn't find them, found some for more money, so this is definitely something that I'm continuing to think about if I want to invest in, but it is really, really good. So pretty impressively, I didn't have a product from this brand that I didn't like. I thought they're all fantastic. I'm super tempted to spend the money on some of these products because they're great. They're great products. Now, I looked this brand up on Beautypedia and found that they had a lot of negative things to say about the fact that these use essential oils. Essential oils are one of those things where people either love them or hate them, and they do so pretty passionately. If you decide to do this research yourself, the specific essential oil that got a lot of controversy in this brand is lavender oil. If you do the research and you go to Google and you type in lavender oil, good for skin, you'll find a whole bunch of resources telling you just how absolutely amazing lavender oil is for your skin. Everything it can do is just wonderful. If you go to Google and you type in lavender oil bad for skin, you'll find the exact opposite. You'll find all these resources telling you no, lavender oil is terrible. And I feel like this is just true of anything. This is true of water. If you research water, you can find things telling you it's good or bad. It blows my mind. But anyway, Beautypedia's take on it is definitely from a pretty negative standpoint. They have specific studies that they cite that are honestly a little bit dated at this point, that definitely say some negative things about lavender, and my advice to you is to form your own opinion. Try these products yourself. Let's talk about Beautypedia for a quick moment here. So a lot of people use Beautypedia as kind of the gospel of skincare, because what Beautypedia does is they review tons and tons of skincare that is on the market by doing this, and it's very important for you to understand how they review. They don't do what I do where they trial the products for 2 weeks. What they do, they take the products, look at the ingredients, compare the ingredients to research that they have, and make a decision on whether it's a good product or not. Now, there's a lot of flaws with this because the way the ingredients work synergistically can completely vary from brand to brand. If you don't know the percentages, which you don't, that's all proprietary information, you can't really know without trying the products. Now, here's the other problem with Beautypedia. The research that they have is select research, and they continuously return to the same papers, the same research that was done over and over again. Now, in the world of science, there is tons and tons of information out there. There have been tons of studies. We're talking stacks. I have a degree in science, and I still can't fully wrap my head around how many publications there are. But basically what Beautypedia did is from the massive stack of information, they pulled some papers, and that is what they use as their resources over and over again. Now, Beautypedia has actually called out some brands for using, in their own research, smaller case studies, like, oh, well, they only used five people to review this product, that's not enough. But I've caught Beautypedia citing articles that have done the same. So, just because you're citing a research project, a research study, it doesn't mean that they're all conducted with the same level of controls and scientific method to them. I mean, I can put out every single one of these reviews that I did as a case study on myself. That does not mean that I represent the population. And, you know, just because you're saying this is this research project, it is very intense, it was done by Alice, she knows what she's talking about, you know, this may not compare to a study that was done with 2,000 people testing the product. But at the same time, when you're talking about 2,000 people testing a product, did they use it correctly, or did they just say they did? Because you get a $500 check every time you do one of these studies. That's true, by the way. So, you know, there's a lot of flaws in just basing everything off of ingredients and off of trials done by people. Another one of the criticisms of Beautypedia is that they always promote Paula's Choice. Now, this is pretty true. They do always promote Paula's Choice, and they tell you that they're unbiased. If you aren't aware of how this works, Paula's Choice and Beautypedia used to be the same thing. They are now separate communities, but only kind of. They are of the same company, even if they're different aspects of it. So take that however you will. They do have a bias, whether they want to admit it or not. That's kind of like if I tried to tell you that I don't have a bias. I do have my own biases. I'm very happy to admit them. I know, like, I upfront can tell you, I like when my skincare gives me joy. When it smells good, when it's foamy and fun. Those are biases that I have. It's important to admit those, but not everybody does. Not everybody's even really able to process how they're biased or what, you know, predispositions they may have and to make them like a product. An example of this in the makeup community. Everybody loves the scented Too Faced palettes because it gives us joy as humans to smell something pleasant. It gives us joy. We smell chocolate. We like that smell. So there's always some undermining influences that are going on, and I think it's really important to be aware of those. So I don't want to come off as hating on Beautypedia. I actually think they're a fantastic resource. Beautypedia really helps me to gain some direction into what ingredients in a product I may want to look at more, other factors to consider. I think they're a fantastic resource. At the end of the day, I would just say take them with a grain of salt, the same way you would take any advice on skincare. There is no end-all be-all skincare gospel ever. Not Beautypedia, not myself, not Sephora reviews. Take everything together and most importantly, form your own opinion. If products work for you, then that is an excellent product for you. That's my point at the end of the day. I hope this video didn't get too preachy or too rambly or anything like that. I just have really wanted to get this off my chest for a while, and I thought this would be the right video to do it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you found this informative. If you did like this, please give it a like. Please hit subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. Peace out, YouTube.